9 to 5 to riches with stocks, part 3. Currently, we're at $35,000. I just added $250 from my previous paycheck of, I think it was $1,100. I make like 20 an hour, which is minimum wage in California. Yeah. This is the current, how much I have invested. This is where we are now. And look at the chart here. Past 3 months, from August, I've made back over $6,000. At one point, I was down $20,000. I've made back over $10,000 so far in a very short period since I've started using new techniques and just sticking to the technicals more, understanding what market we're in, the trends. Right now, on the $26,000 I have cash. Let's check the buying power. $26,000, roughly $500. This will net me about $98 a month in interest that they're going to pay me just for keeping my cash in here. The 4.5% divided by 12 months in a year. And the total here is $75,000. They allow me to take out $48,900 in margin if I'd like to. Looking at VU, when I had it at about $5.23 a share, I was wanting to get it at closer to $5.11 or $5.20 a share. I was waiting for another dollar or two. I should have just pulled the trigger when it was down 4% from highs, but I was waiting for a 5% drop from highs, but that's all right. I think we're going to get a 10% drop from highs sooner than later, and I believe this is going to happen when Donald Trump comes into office. Right around there at time, we should have some type of recession coming in because all the inflation numbers right now, it's pointing in that direction, and the FOMC is about to change. And look at that. We're at 25.37%, exactly $544 on VOO, and from all-time highs. At the base is exactly pretty much 5%. And then right here is pretty much exactly 10%, 15 to the 25, about 10% right here. So this would be the second base. There's tons of consolidation right here, right here, right here, and then right here and right here. Only two real touch point areas on the bottom. So most likely it's going to fall into this channel, and we'll get SPY around 5-6% pullback, or maybe a 10% pullback if we're really lucky at 500. But that's if there's a large fears coming in, and that could very well happen if they claim recession. And of course, don't forget, Democrat liberal media is still in control of the majority of the news stations. They can still, even though Trump wins, he has the House, he has potentially the Senate. He has a ton of power, and he's going to do well for the economy, although, like things happen, which happened on Trump's last terms, they like to throw a lot of shit at him before he kind of gets in there, so he has a slow start. And of course, same thing with Biden. When Biden starts, he unsigns a bunch of things that Trump did, kind of just back and forth, but I do know there is going to be a large type of correction, and a 10% off highs on SPY or VOO will result in potentially, look at something like Tesla. It's amazing. It's at all-time highs. I wish I bought more, but I did buy it at a decent average. I have 15 shares at $218, and it's up $1,000, which is 31%. I've seen 30 to 60% gains on Tesla more than a handful of times through trading it over the years, and it's looking pretty nice right now. But there is not a full cup and handle yet. I think we still need to get more chop. I think we need to see 218 to 210 one more time. I think 210 would be a great one, or 200 flat is probably the buy. That's what I was waiting for. Today, I just bought some SQQQ. Just 10 shares. I'm just testing it out just to see if things are going to pull back tomorrow because of how overbought things are. But overall, my plan is to currently wait and buy the S&P 500 and a whole lot of other things when they have a nice pullback towards the end of the inauguration, which is about January 5th. Or the beginning of it, yeah. January 5th, around there. We're going to see some nice headwinds come in, hopefully. And the job reports are looking not great. Things kind of just snowball, and before you know it, recession fears come back. Right now, where are we? Well, on my account, I'm the highest point that I have in a bit. That's pretty cool. But where are we in the economy? In the market? All-time highs. With not only this, tech too. So Tesla, tech, cars, VOO, the U.S. economy, SPY, S&P 500, top 500 companies. Look at Amazon, 206, also all-time highs. When do you buy? You buy low. When do you sell? You sell high. Keep it simple. Don't buy right now. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Not financial advice. I'm just talking to myself, okay? Don't buy right now. I'm talking to myself. 9 to 5, the riches with stocks. Amazon, 50% on the year. Beautiful. But look at this. Slow climb. Look at the support. Support, slow climb, slow climb, slow climb. And then a huge vertical right here. And what we want to do is buy the base of the vertical, which is going to be about the top of this, 190. 190, probably the next buy, or better yet, something closer to 185 is where I got initially, right here, before the huge run here, the beginning of it. It's probably the base, and that's about 15% drop, which makes sense. Closer to 20% actually. 20% drop makes sense. Most stocks, like Apple, when you look at Apple, it traditionally pulls back 30% on large dips and then 10 to 15% on smaller ones. On the max in the 5-year example, all-time high, 167, 170% roughly. Bottom, 150. It's about 50%, huge drop. 135, 100, about 30%. Right here, tried to catch 170 to 140, 40, 50, 60, 70, 30%. Right here, all-time high, 200. Over here, 60, 60, 70, 80, 90, about 200, about 30%. And right here, this the base is about 166%. Where are we now? 166 to 240, 40%. So we're about up 50%. So if we get a, 40% drop to 200%, which is roughly around here next to support, previous resistance, 195 on Apple could be a buy, or likely 180s. But we'll see closer once we get there. Just got to remain patient and remember what Warren Buffett says. The stock market is a time weighing system. It transfers wealth from the impatient, over to the patient. A wealth transfer system. People that are impatient, they day trade, they do different things I've done in the past and have seen horrible results in. And you just gotta be patient. Right now I'm down only $8,000, which is less than 20% on my account. If 70% of my money is in cash, I get a 30% gain on my money. I should easily make back $4,000, $4 or $5,000 at least, and we're on our way to becoming even. And once we're even, just got to get into SPY at the correct time, and the correct time is not at max greed. I'm not going to buy at max greed. I'm going to buy when the market is at max fear. People are panicking once, and people are saying, oh, the market's been dropping for 2 months. I'm not going to be buying up here when the market's been going up for 2 months, or 4 months, or 3 months, 5 months. I'm going to buy it when it's been going down for a few months, when there's a serious negative feel in the market, when people are shaking, when people are losing money because they bought up here. And I think around this time when we're bullish, we're overly bullish in a we are in a bullish time, but we're also in very deep waters with inflation and recessionary points. So I would say you can play calls, play a little bit of options maybe on some stuff, but like look at this. I bought a little bit of SQQ. I should probably buy a put, but the market's closed. I can't buy any options at 2:34 p.m. But right around here, let's see, 12. Market close at 12. 242%. Only up about 6.20 basis points above when we closed, or since at 12 o'clock. But yeah, I sold the remaining shares, but my timing is still great. Probably not this one, the half share, or that half share, but the rest of it I trimmed off at 525. See my previous buys. I have super old buys. Look how far these buys go down to. If I just knew just to buy SPY at the right time, and I mean there is no right time, but there kind of is. The right time is not at the top of the market. I mean you can't time the top, but I feel like I kind of can around where we are right now. But yeah, obviously if I just held from 400. A little bit of lag there. 400. I'd be up about 40%. 40% on my initial investment of 43,000. Be up $60,000 or $17,000. That'd be nice. Average person makes less than 40,000 a year. You can save 50% of that. That'd be great. Excuse the kids yelling outside. There's some kids playing outside. And, if you have kids, open them up Robinhood account. Ask me for my code. I'll give it to you if you want. Get yourself a free stock. You get one too. It's not worth much, but there's a 1% chance that you can get an expensive stock. Yeah, guys, just be patient. Be very patient. Don't rush into anything. Don't let your emotion fool you. Be patient. Market can remain irrational rather than longer than you can remain patient. Warren Buffett quote. Sweating my head off here at my 9 to 5 security. Yep, we're doing good. All you need to do is be patient. If you're in the market, great. Take some profit. I think you should. You don't have to. You can wait till it runs more. But once we have some nice little pullback from really strong highs near vertical, what we're having here, it's going to be violent. It's definitely going to be violent. Look at this. Came out of a small buy here, small dip buy here. Came here, small dip buy. Imagine catching this whole move, 6% all the way to 20, basically getting a 25% move on SPY, huge move on SPY, and then you get a correction of 10%, 20 to 10%. Look, oh shit, 10% correction, I'm losing money. And a 10% on this, as I said before, could be, 3-4 times multiples on other stocks. And that's why I choose to stay with SPY for now. We're going to be trading and doing things with SPY. If I wanted to, in the previous days, could have sold a covered call. I was very much thinking about buying 100 shares of Amazon right around 195 and selling a covered call. And if I did, I would make a nice little penny right there. Probably a few $100s. But that's all right. There's opportunities all over. What's this? Realized profit and loss? Year to date. Not really sure how accurate this is or what this is. on the 1 week. Am I up 1,000? Am I up 900 in the past week? No. Oh, I guess so. But I was checking something else. Year to date, 3,100. I go to here, 4,900. Not sure how that works. Yep. Bitcoin, beautiful highs. Want to catch some at 62K if it does get there. When it does, that'd be beautiful. Bottom of the range. We have a descending triangle right here. And patience. All right, guys. Peace out. Have a nice day. Watch the market tomorrow. Play something super light. And don't overtrade. Don't overspend. Be patient. Only buy when you see a real discount. And we'll see some gains. And safe way. Don't be watching these guys' videos. Top 10 stocks to buy now. Top of the market. Top 10, this guy's telling you to buy some fucking Carnival stock or something. And then it drops 25%. And he's like, oh, just wait through the dip, bro. You'll be fine. Just wait through it. I know you bought it at the top, but no. I've been in that area. Airplane stocks, airlines, weed stocks. Those are cool when they're running. When you're, I made 10%, I made 5%. Yeah, but when it drops 35, 45%, it's not fun. And then when you're reading the technicals on these super choppy stocks that they don't have high liquidity, it's not something like SPY and ETF, pretty much the number one stock in the world. What are you doing? You're planning for failure, or you're not planning, so you're probably gonna fail. I don't know if I've said this story before, but I have a friend. If you guys did make it to this video in my long pauses, because this is not edited, it's full just raw content here. You can put this in the background while you're gaming, eating, watching a show, doing homework, school, you're at work. Put some earbuds in and take some little, cherry pick some good information here and there, and hopefully your 9 to 5 to riches will, come true as mine comes true alongside it. I have a close friend, lives in the neighborhood, known him all my life. Works with his hands. He's made $350,000, put it on a medical rug pull type stock. Very risky. I'm like, dude, $350K, put it on SPY. Beautiful discount. And at the time, I was up 10% on SPY. And it was a beautiful buy. I think I made, 1,300. Nice little swing trade there. And what happened to him? He put it on this stock. He made $150K in that same week. It was like a 60% gain or so, and he was hoping for 1,000% gain to turn his, or not 1,000% gain, a few 100% gain, which the stock was doing during that week. It was up 1,000% that month, and what happened? It fluctuated by hundreds of percent, or 50, 60, 70% weeks and months, and he kept holding. I'm gonna hodl, 8 hands, all these stuff. That stuff works if it's on the right stock. He does it on some, stock that's not fully profitable, not a top few stock in the world, and this guy loses 500K, sells it, goes back up. Maybe it went back up to, he would have been at 200K, 300K, but he sells it when he's at like 40K. This is what happens. And I was giving him advice. He was in my backyard. This was a handful of months ago, a few months ago. Like, dude, be patient. Do this, do that, be patient. And then what he does, oh, dude, I got to make $1 million, dude. Fucking, dude, I know the risk I'm taking. This is how I was when I was a new trader. I know the risk I'm taking. I'm going to take it anyways because I think I'm going to get lucky. Well, guess what? It's not how life works. You're not going to get lucky. You might, but you're not going to get lucky over and over and over. If you want to make money over and over and over, you need to be patient over and over and over. Do the right steps. Buy low, sell high, and dollar cost average into the right things. Don't just buy some bullshit. Don't see a trash truck driving by. Oh, this trash company, they probably make good money. I'm not gonna, it's not Apple. It's not selling billions, every week. But around the world, it's not a global company. But I want to invest all my money into this little thing. My buddy, I got into stocks just recently. He was telling me that shit. I'm gonna buy some GM. Okay, I don't recommend it. And not now, but okay, he did it. Oh, I'm up $10. I'm up 10%, 5%. Cool, man. I'll see you in a year. I'll see you in 6 months, You don't really know what you're doing in the stock market until you've been through a few bear phases. And then a few consolidation phases. Months and months and months of the market going sideways, up or down. And if you're not aware of that, what's going on at that moment. You're not aware of the shift, the paradigm shift. You're either going to get under the wave and just, or sell out, or overinvest at the moment and not have money to buy the dip, or just not wait it out. It's so many little mistakes you can make to not make money in the stock market. And this is for people that have $1 million portfolios, if not more, to $100 portfolios. It's all relative. You know, you can buy high right now, might go higher, probably will. But the correction is going to be a lot closer to the base than it is to the peak. That's common sense, but it's easy to ignore common sense when it's at your fingertips, you know, numbers and some money and some charts, and you, oh, this is a good idea. No. Step back, see what you're doing, don't make any emotional plays, and let's make some fucking money. Alright guys, I'll see you in part 4. Leave a comment if you need help with any stock analysis, if you want some support levels, you want to know if something's a buy or not a buy, or if you want to open a Discord for me or something, or I don't know, we can start something up here if anyone wants to partner up. If not, that's fine, I don't care. But I should be using Webull to draw some charts out. I probably will soon. I do like charting on Webull, although I haven't done it in a bit. I just kind of eye it on Robinhood because, as you can see, my methods, I'm not going for, you know, I can draw a line, I can do technical analysis if I want to. I can do descending triangle, I can, you know, bull flag right here, you know, we got a cup and handle, we got a hammer, okay. I can show you the candles, okay. But is that really necessary? I mean, maybe if you're trying to squeeze out a bit more, but you can easily do the exact same thing with, you know, don't buy it when it's overbought, don't sell it when it's oversold. Unless you have great reason, you know, unless something changed in the stock. If nothing changes, and it's just the market, just the economy, stock's still great, it's going to get bought up. You know, but make sure you're doing it on quality companies. That's the main thing I can push. A lot of people, they're not buying quality companies. They think they're just not. They think they are, they're just not. And, you know, you don't want to find yourself, especially if you're using a lot of money. If you're using a lot of money, I recommend you do it on SPY. Look at the past 100 years. Average of 10% return with dividend reinvesting, and imagine you do that while investing double to triple on the worst days, or the 10% drops from highs, 15%. You know, and it's that simple. Look in my previous videos how I use the investment calculator to show how you can make a few $1 million by, you know, retirement. And most people don't retire. Yep, even in America, most people do not retire. Some people have generational wealth to where even when they're a kid, they can basically retire. They can work in a family company, you know, they can work their way up. They're making 3 times minimum wage and their papa's giving them the paycheck. I don't know if you're that guy. Maybe you're not. Maybe you are. But even if you are, things still are the same in other senses. You know, the principles still remain. Follow these things. Be patient. And I'll see you when the market's falling, and we'll find some dip buys to buy. And for now, we'll see how the market's doing tomorrow for an update. Have a good day. Leave a like on the video if you like the video. Leave a comment if you have a comment. Goodbye.